Guess I'm going to need a new opener. All right. Today is a day of some Vector 40 work. If you remember last night, I showed you how I molded this. I didn't show exactly how to do it because it's pretty simple. I soaked the two pieces in the bathtub. I put wax paper around the mold here. I trimmed this up this morning a bit. Put the wax paper around the mold. Then put the first piece on and held it. Then I put white glue all over it and I smeared it all on. Then I wiped it all off. I wiped all the glue off. So it was wet with white glue on it. Then I wrapped the second piece over it and I wrapped it with an ace bandage. And this is what you get. So basically it's an 1/8 inch thick, 16th glued together. They're real hard and it's light. Let's see how light it is. I can tell you, even with this, how good I am at hollowing blocks, I would not be able to get it this light. Six grams. 6 grams. Let's do this. Mode. There. Yeah, 7 grams. Close enough. Yeah. Now to remove it off the mold, that's kind of tricky, but not really. You just figure out where you want to cut it along this mold. I cut it a 1/2 inch up. And I laid a razor blade on the 1/2 inch piece and I put it all on the table and just went around it, made a real nice cut all the way around the perimeter. And I took my long bar and sanded it flat. So now what I'm preparing to do is get the controls in this thing. This morning I had to dig out my creel of carbon because I couldn't find a little flat I had to add these little keepers on there to hold that the bearings in there to keep them from pushing back and forth. I also noticed that the original controls on this airplane had more flap than elevator. Well, we changing that. I tried to move the the push rod up on the control horn. This has 1.5 inch horns in it. I have no clue why it would have 1.5 inch horns in it. It should have 1.25 inches. So I couldn't get it up there, so I put it on the third one, skip one and then down one and move the pivot point up on the elevator horn. I got the monocoat gun going because I figured it'd be just as easy to put this silver piece of trim on while I had this off. We could put the black on after it's together. It's not a big deal. Now I want to then this all flush so it all fits nicely. There we go. Okie dokie. Let's get this out of the way. I won't be monocoating for a while, so we'll unplug this and set this over here so it don't get burnt. Water. Water. Be time to go to the store again. Steve is not, he may come over, but by the sound of it, I don't think so. Now I need to put one of those clips on here, but I think I'll use a plywood clip to hold that in. And I got to do that before I put this top piece on. But it fits perfect. 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 And like I say, I leave this loose until I get this glued on, because if you pull this down, it tends to twist the fuselage. So we can, it's pretty close now, but I've just found that in the past, if you don't do that, the stabilizer ends up cattywampus. Cattywampus is not good. There's a thread on there, what causes yaw, on the stun hanger. And he had a little monocoat thing on the tip. That ain't going to do it. What causes yaw is improperly aligned tip weight box, improperly aligned stabilizer. There's some form of concentrated weight somewhere trying to line up when you change direction. But what do I know? Okay, so we want to do what here? We want it on this side. Yeah, we could put it on this side, because we're going down a hole. And there it is. Go. We are in good shape on this airplane. Wrap it up today, maybe. The woodwork, anyway. Maybe get to covering. I just want to make sure everything operates correctly before I close it up. I don't know how good my monocoat job is going to come out on a fuselage, but give her a hell of a try. It'll be beautiful. Okay, let's check the controls and see how they work. See if we got more elevator than flap. Yeah, looks like it. That's level and that's level. So I did my job right. Okay, now we got a couple holes here we need to plug. Of course, it's Monaco. Probably get away without plugging it, but if it was dope, you definitely got to plug them. Then I have to make some bulkheads. We have to figure out exactly where they're going to go on this. I'll make them first before I do anything else. So lay this up here. We'll mark this. And here. Of course, the pen don't want to work. Okay. Now, a lot of people have asked me, how do I eyeball sand these? Well, I'm going to show you. I think I'm going to use 3/32 instead of 16th on them bulkheads. So let's make this one. I will just cut this one. We can trace this one because it's close. Oh, don't do that. Okay, see how it goes. Nice. Need a new blade. Dull. Uh-oh. Will you slot the? Yes, probably will. After I get the elevator or the stabilizer glued in and get it straight, I will slot the stab of the turtle deck for the rudder. Because it glues down on top of the. Now this wood is tough. It's solid, boy. Good place to get rid of it. I wonder where Esteban Herrera is. I haven't seen him in a while. Usually he comes on and hassles me. Okay, so now what do I do with the? Here it is here. We need this to fit in there perfect. And attack it, 3 spots, test it. Don't glue those in all over. He was sick. Poor baby. Okay. That is perfect. So now we need to move on to the next one. Except it's not down. Here. Just a little bit right there. A little bit right there. Yep. Yep, that'll be good. Okay. Now we're not going to glue that on until I mark this with a marks a lot or a felt tip and peel some of the monocoat back so we get a good wood on wood bind, bond. We're going to white glue that on. So that'll probably be the stopping point when I white glue that down. And we'll wait for it to dry and then I'll come back and I think, finish this out. I think I could finish this out today if I worked on it. If I don't work on it, it won't get done, but whatever. Okay, so we need to figure out how to do this piece. And you're asking, how do you do that piece? Well, oh, no wonder why. This is pretty stout stuff here. Let's use this stuff. That was some pretty stout stuff. I wonder why it was cut. Okay, the question was, how do you get these inside dimensions? First, I put it in this way. And make a mark to get a height. And we'll cut it off. Now this takes a little practice to fit them absolutely perfect. But if they're close enough, it'll be fine, especially on a beater like this. Then I come across and I make a mark how wide it is. So now we have the depth and the width. And this is the center line right here. That's the center line. The width. Now we need the center line. Now you just have to imagine have to cut it off. You have to imagine the arc. I'm sure there's probably some CAD designer or some mathematician who could figure this out perfect, but by the time you sit down and do the paper, I'll have the damn thing cut, fitted, and glued on. Nothing's faster than your human brain and your hand. Even the computer is not as fast as your brain. So here we have this part here. Now we're going to do a test fit and see where we got to trim it. Make it even. Shit, it could fit. It looks like it might. Maybe. Look at that. Now look at that. Look at that fit. If I'm a little off on my center line, but that doesn't matter. We could turn it and put it on the center line, but you want to just put it in there where it fits the best. Center line on that don't mean shit. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut it off at the bottom here. Mark where it goes. Absolutely perfect. I didn't have to do anything. Just put it in and it fit first time. And yes, that does take some practice, but you'll get there if you do it enough. I didn't build all that much while I was in Dayton, and my skills kind of went away. But now that I'm home and building, they're coming back pretty good. So before you glue that in there, I'm going to test fit it on the airplane, make sure it's not too wide. It's going to match up, and it matches up perfect. Yep, that's it right there. Push that down. Make her tight. Yep. You definitely want this piece here to glue to that piece there. 100%. That's what gives you the torsional rigidity. Okay, we got one more to go. Let's get that one done. Now we know this is a little high, so we just need to make the width. Come on now. Eyeball the stupid thing. Okay, fake center line. Man, am I going to get lucky today or what? And not have to do much? So I just eyeballed it and I drew the shape on there, and then we're going to cut it and sand it to the line. Put it in, adjust it as necessary. If it needs, that one there was, I mean, I got to be honest with you. I'm good most of the time, but usually I have a couple of times to fit it in there. That was pretty lucky. You know, I could BS you and say, oh, yeah, I do that all the time, but it's not so. I get them close, but like this one here. Okay, so we need more off the edges. You just adjust it accordingly. And if you dink with it long enough, you can get it perfect fit. It only took twice on that one. It only took twice, and that one don't fit as good as the other one, but it fits good enough that we can let it slide. Let's try it that way. There's no need to get it much closer than that. Esteban! Okay, that's basically as close as you need to get it right there. I hope you can see that. It's right in there. So then you cut the height of it. Yeah, the contest was 2 stunt flyers, a beginner, and a profile plane, and the rest was speed. So I didn't have to do much. Yeah, it was good to come out, but I streamed the contest. Go back and look at my live streams. About an hour and a half. About all I could take. Yo, 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 yo. Had to come back and work on this. Yep, we're in there right there. Let's make sure the width is good. A little wide, but it'll be all right. It'll be fine. Sand it down. You know what? I'm going to take just a smidge off this edge here. We'll pull in just a little bit. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, there's the end product. This thing will put a plug in the end when I get it glued on. And that way I can sand it off flat. So now I need to mark where we need some cutouts. That looks about right. Some on the bottom. Close enough. Well, this is not really an ARP. It's ARP wing. That's all it's left. An ARP wing. Okay. We need my ruler. We could use this scale. Use this scale here, I suppose. Here's one good thing about having a fat belly. What happened to the blade? Came out. So All right, that's one side. 3 more to go. Okay, flip it over. We're almost ready to glue the top on. That's a good thing. Looks like the monocoat needs to be ironed down a little more. Need to look through my canopies and find a canopy. That goes on like so. So just got to bare the wood, that's all. And the glue will do the rest. Of course, it's going to have superfill fillets on it, so that'll hold it on too. A lot of guys with these ARFs use silicone. But silicone's pretty heavy. Okay, that's close enough. It's close enough. Building a watch. Check the operation of this once more. I think we'll just glue a stick on there. We'll glue this puppy on. So I need to cut this off, leaving the extra wood here. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, stick. We want a stick. This piece right here. cut this in half. So just a piece of scrap to make sure the bearings don't disengage from the wing. I built some redundancy into the damn thing. Got carbon fiber on it like that, but I just don't trust it. Mark put that on there. Put the grain this way. Looks like we only need one, really. I just don't trust it. Of course, when I want to use the glue, the bottle's clogged. Of course. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay. Now, put some white glue on this doggy. I think we'll just go ahead and CA it on. We'll use the white glue on the center section. That way I can roll right through this. We can finish this up today. Got to get off this project. The metrics have been terrible on it. So, yep, still good. Really good. Hey, John, did you have a dinner in there for Steve? No, no dinker, no dinker. No dinkers. Okay, so we got her pulled over on that side. Now you really should white, if you're going to dope finish, you really should white glue this stuff on, because it won't leave a hard line. But this is an ARF. We're not looking for a 20-point finish. I just want to get it done. I think there's going to be a color change on that line anyway. Yep, it's still loose. Good. Well, it's looking like an ARF. You know, that's about as good as you're going to get for an ARF. We're going to have to do something about that. Take this off. Get at this. Come on now. There we go. There it is. Yeah. Come on now. There it is. Okay. We got a big spot there. There we are. That's stiffened her right up. Okay. So now I need to lay it on its side and glue the seam and then sand it off, and shit, we're ready to cover. I got to put a rudder on. Except I think I'm going to put the rudder on after it's covered. Okay. it's covered. Quit hanging up. Goobers on there. Goobers. Alrighty. Now it's just a matter of sanding. Block sand that, knock them off. Got to figure out what I'm going to do for a canopy. I need to redo that black stripe there too. It's on a little crooked, or just let it go. I don't know. I'll let Steve do that. He can do something. Ooh, he built it. Okay, let's see here. What do we want to do? Get the block, I guess. We'll get this block right here, 80 grit. That'd be good. Like it was one piece. At the bottom now. Oh, there. Okay, that's good. That's bad right there. We need to do something there. Of course, the canopy will hide that. And we got them two little holes we need to fill. So we'll take this stick here and we'll whittle this a plug, glue it in, and sand her off. So they're 1/8 inch. approximately like that. Make it like this. That off. Whittle it like so. It's bigger than 1/8 inch, that one. Okay, so we need a bigger one for the next one down. This is good. And like I say, this is monocoat. It probably wouldn't even need that. But so it's about 3/16 that hole there, so like that big. Let's see if it fits like it as is. Yep, fits as is. Okay. So in an hour, I mean, that's basically, we basically got the airplane together now. You could fly this thing as is. Wheel, motor, and because it's electric, you don't even need to finish it. We're gonna do that. I'm just debating on whether to put the canopy on after the finish or before. Have to sand that flat out of it. Turn it around. And please don't get on me about the colors, because this was what we had. We're gonna make do with what we got. I just tried to tip the camera up, but it doesn't look like it's going up enough. Up. Yeah. Going. It'll be fine. Like Esteban says, nicest ARP on the planet. Okay. So it's roughed in now. It's mostly sand with 180 and 80. I mean 180 and 320, and then put the coat on it. I'll get the stab glued in here. Cut the rudder. I'm still debating whether to do that rudder before or after. I think probably after I cover it. The canopy's going to go on after I cover it. We got the bottom on that side, but we didn't get it on this side. Big gap. That'll be all right. It'll be fine. Don't sweat the little things. Would have been nice to make it perfect. I feel it right there. But I want to unstick the paper with my hand. That. Glue that on a little better. I dug around on my shit and I found Steve some battery hold down straps. I don't know how he's going to get his batteries today. We're going to see. We'll put one of them in there. Make it easy instead of having to screw shit on and off. So it just, and then you're done. Well, I think I'll take a break. We're real close to covering. I need to figure out a rudder for this thing too. Canopy, a rudder. finish sanding and we can cover. I will cover this today, I believe. Today or tomorrow. Oh yeah, we got that to do now. Well, now it's just a bunch of sanding. Not gonna do much filling. We're just gonna monocoat over the dents. I got a hole back there I gotta fix. I got two spots where the tail wheel came out that need to be plugged. So we'll whittle the plug, put that in there, cut that off. This is a little square there, so we need to round that over. Better. Here's the whittler. Here's the whittler. Get a stick. Stick over here. Close enough. could say with monocoat, I don't know how much this would matter, but we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Oh, there's another stick in there. There's another little spot. So we'll whittle that. It'll be knocked out of there first flight. It'll start out nice. It'll start out good. I could have done this job much faster if I would have stayed working on it. But 2 weeks is not bad to repair it. I don't like that. It's flat. Basically built the whole airplane in 2 weeks. All I would have had to do is put the wing together. The beamer, that would take a couple hours. Okay. You guys got any questions for me before I sign off for lunch? Yeah. Papers. Won't stick to my hand. I know you guys have heard of shrinkflation. Yesterday, I got some Hostess, a box of Hostess. I don't know what they were. Lemon-filled cupcakes or whatever. They were literally half the size of what I remember for twice the price. Yeah. Had to eat 4 of them to get the satisfaction of 2. Things are going great. Okay. We'll go another 12 minutes, I guess. Need to take an overall measurement length to see where we are on length, because I don't want to be over length. Don't build your airplanes any longer than 48 inches. Couple of reasons for that. One is transportability. You can't get them in the damn car. And two, you start stretching everything out. You got the Galdini barbell effect where everything's swinging around. You know, stick it way back here. It looks goofy in the turns. I think we'll make it. We'll make it 4 inches high off of that. I found a piece of quarter, so I didn't have to use any half or anything. So they had a built-up rudder on this that will be heavier than my solid 1/4 inch rudder. Yeah, we're gonna have a problem here. We're gonna have a problem. Got a slit on the bottom of that to drop that. Oh, I see what it is. No big deal. When you do these, you don't want to have to put any pressure on it to get it to go where it needs to go. It needs to just lay in there. And always make sure you got positive incidents, not negative incidents. If you're going to have any incidents in it at all. But if you pull it up tight to this top block, it should be right on the datum. Hey, Don. Do you use carbon veil on your planes? No. If you go back, been about 3 years ago in the in my videos, John and I on a Saturday at John's did a test on carbon veil, double aught silk span, GM silk span, and Japanese tissue. The GM silk span was the strongest. The second strongest was the Japanese tissue. All 3 coats of dope on everything. The next strongest was the silk span, and carbon veil was the last. It was weak. It offered like nothing for strength. Total shit. So all you're doing is putting extra weight on your airplane, and it makes a really good primer. I mean, if that's what you want to do, you know, put it on and sand it off. It shows you the low spots, but it's too heavy. The gas model silk span is twice as thick, so it was just a little stronger than Japanese tissue. But I think if we'd have put another coat of dope on the Japanese tissue, it would have been just as strong. So take it for what it's worth. See, I want to cut that there. Make a slice on this side. And I'm going to lower this. So this is part of getting the thing in a twist. That's why you don't glue it in until you got the thing glued on here. probably all it was right there. There we go. And we're just a little sliver holding it up. And a little bit more. That looks about right. I guess I could glue that in while we're waiting. I think I got sticks made up already. Oop. Need to drop it some more yet. Everybody just wants to be the innovator. I'm just going to stick with 1950s technology. It's known to work. What in the hell? Why won't that? It's right there. Right there. Oh, I see. It's still got some shit hanging in there. Little slivers of wood. Let's get it out now. I got a whole roll of it. Somebody want to buy some? I won't be using it. That'll do it right there. Have to. That'll be. We'll get it. The fuselage twisted a little bit back here, I see, and that's why you don't do it till you get the top glued on. All right, everybody, I'm gonna break for lunch, and so all the normal stuff. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, go find somebody else doing this. Been getting a lot of thumbs down lately, at least on this project. That'd be it right there. Alrighty, like, subscribe, and share. I'll be back after a bit. We'll finish this turkey up. I'd like to get her done by the end of the week. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.